Let's understand generic and non-generic code. In non-generic code, data type and logic both are tightly coupled, as you can see here. But when we're writing the generic code, we focus only on the logic and not on the data type. When we separate the data type from the logic, then it becomes the generic code. So we can understand it with the help of one swap function example. Firstly, we will write down a non-generic swap function, and post that we will convert it to generic swap function. I have these two values, integer. First one equals to 1, integer. Second 1 equals to second, and I want to swap these values. So how I can do it? So write down one swap function for that. Swap ref integer first, ref integer second. Write down the logic. Integer temp equals to first, and first equals to second, and finally put the value of temp in second. So now we have swapped the value. Console dot write line first one equals to first, and second one equals to second. So now finally print the value of first and second. Before that, just swap the value first, pass it with ref, and ref second, and make it static. Yes. The value of first is 1 and the value of second is 2. Now let's pass it, put temp second first and temp second. Now first is 2 and second is 1. All good. And if you see here, the first is second and the second is 1. Now it's successfully swapped. Now the other user come and he want to swap the value. Instead of integer, you want to swap a string. Then how we can do it? So for that, now second user wants to swap a string. So how we can do that? A string first 2 equals to first, a string second 2 equals to second. Now I want to swap it, so swap ref first, ref and second. So cannot convert from ref string to ref integer. So they have already write down the logic to sub, but I cannot use it. So what I have to do, I have to write down one more method for it. So it will be like a string, and this is a string, and here I have to make change it to string and swap a string, right? And yeah, swap string, and now we can make it swap integers. Yes, so now I can swap it. So initially the value of first is first and second is second, but post swap the value will be changed. So let's see. So the value of first is first and second is second, and post swap the value will be changed. So now the value of first is second and the value of second is first. All good. So if you see the first for second user, the value of first becomes second and second to is first. The third user came and he want to swap the float. Then what I have to do? I have to write down one third method for that. Swap float, and instead of integer I have to pass a float value. So each and every time once the data type changed, I have to write down the logic again. So this is the problem with the non-generic function. So if I convert it to generic function, then we can achieve all the requirement within one function. So let's see how we can achieve it. So for now I'm just commenting it. And I am adding one more class, and I am adding one class, add class name is swap. I write down one method, inside it public void swap element t1, and ref type is t2. Ttemp hold the value of first parameter in temporary variable, then assign the second variable into first variable, and then assign the value of temp into second variable, and now all good. So just flip to the caller, swap dot swap element. So I'm calling the same function, this function swap element from here, and call the same function for a string as well. So write once and use many times. So let's run it. First equals to second, second is 1, and second is this. The first is second and second is first. So we have just swapped it. So by writing the logic ones, we are able to detach the data type. So this is the main advantage of generic, detaching the data type from the logic type we are providing at the time of function. So at the time of when we are calling the swap element, passing the integer, then it takes as an integer, and at the time when we are passing the data type as a string, then it's a